found your jacket in the basement dark. Still smells like cedar in your fading spark. We carved our names in surfaces that wouldn't hold. Whispered promises to empty rooms grown cold. The photographs don't recognize our faces anymore. We're strangers to the people we were swearing for. Transparent in the morning light, already vanishing from sight. We slipped through cracks we didn't know were there. We were ghosts before we died, haunting houses we still lived inside, reaching out with phantom hands for something neither understands. The living don't see specters in their walls. We were ghosts before we died at all. You talk but sound came hollow through the air. I'd answer back but you'd already disappeared. We set the table for a meal we wouldn't eat, performed the rituals of hearts that wouldn't beat. The mirror showed two silhouettes where bodies used to be. We walked right past each other, both too thin to see. Fading like an overwritten page, we rushes in a gilded cage. The absence grew a shape around our names. We were ghosts before we died, haunting houses we still lived inside, reaching out with phantom hands for something neither understands. The living don't see specters in their walls. We were ghosts before we died at all. Maybe if we'd looked directly at the light instead of living in its aftermath. Maybe if we'd held on tighter to the night, we could have laughed instead of learning aftermath. But breathing doesn't mean you're still alive, and beating doesn't mean your heart survived. We were ghosts before we died, drifting through our own goodbye, left our footprints in the dust of everything we couldn't trust. The epitaph was written on